All right, this your boy Mullah. This week after 5 week back with another one. Boogie Cousins. Oh, he just said, fuck everybody, huh? All right, I said, fuck you, Boogie. Go on ahead. Break it down.
Body has been through hell and no one wanted to give him a chance anymore. A title is what could change things for Cousins, who said, quote, winning a championship would be the ultimate redemption. It would be a middle finger to everybody. And you know where I am going to wear that ring. What a quote. Shannon, did you like or not like what he said?
I'm confused.
I love it. I love it. What you mean you confused?
Middle finger to who? Boogie, do you... Skip, January 2018, Boogie tears his Achilles tendon with the Pelican. He lost out on a max contract, probably would have played him somewhere between $180 and $200 million. He joined the Warriors on a mid-level exception, 2018-2019. Hopes of winning a ring, rehabilitate himself. Towards quad, April 2019, they lose the finals to the Warriors. He joined the Lakers on a minimum contract. He tears his ACL in the offseason. Rehabilitate, they release him. He ends up still getting a ring. December 2020, he signs a minimum deal with the Rockets. They got cut. The Rockets are not really going anywhere. He's not really adding anything. I'm not sure he's totally healthy still off that ACL injury. They move in a different direction. April 21, they sign a 10-day contract with the Clippers. They keep him for the rest of the season.
What?
Does he understand that big men and Achilles injuries don't go together? Bro, you had an Achilles injury, a ruptured quad, and a torn ACL, and you thought somebody was going to give you a max contract. Skip, even when Boogie was...
He just wanted a chance, man. Come on, huh? He just wanted a chance. He said he wanted to look at me like he was broke. Even though he's broke, but he like, I can fix it.
Doing all that bull jive. People say, you know what? Yeah, he does bull jive. Yeah, he's getting texts. Yeah, he's getting thrown out of the ball game. But that joker can play. I'll take a Boogie Cousins. Yeah. Boogie, it was the injuries. It's nobody's fault that you got hurt. That's something unforeseen. But do I think Boogie would have been on the roster, Skip? Have gotten a max contract? We remember what he was in Sacramento. We remember how well he and AD was playing together, Skip, when he got to New Orleans. Nobody has ever doubted Boogie Cousins' ability to play the game of basketball. They could have done without those shenanigans. They could have done without those antics. Absolutely. But Skip, nobody doubted what Boogie can play or not. The middle finger to who?
The people who said he got all the injuries that you just said he got, okay? Them people, huh? Come on now.
I get it. A lot of times these athletes, hell, I was an athlete once upon a time, Skip. You create these things in your own head to get you ready to go do what you need to do. Oh, you said that? Oh, he didn't really say that. But, you don't think I can play anymore. You think this guy better than me. Okay, I'm going to go out there and show you. Skip, look. I don't. And even when he was going through this, Skip, when he told everybody, go look at the timeline. Man, damn, Boogie, that's tough. Man, sorry you got injured, but Boogie, damn. Man, I can't believe it, man. Boogie got the worst look. Players were empathetic towards him. Even the guys that were talking about him, man, damn, Boogie got the worst look ever. Middle finger to who? For what? The injuries? You need to get a middle finger to the injury guards. That's who you need to flip off. The Achilles injury, the Achilles that you ruptured, the ACL that you tore, the quad that you tore. That's who you should be mad at, Boogie. Nobody was going to give a big Skip. That's a death sentence. A ruptured Achilles for a big man was normally a death sentence. Not only that, you compounded in a 3-year span. You ruptured your Achilles, you tore your ACL, and you ruptured your quad. And you thought some team was going to give you a max contract?
He didn't want the max, huh?
After that, Boogie? Damn. Nah, Boogie, you got to miss me with this one. I like Boogie. I met Boogie a couple of times. He used to be at the facility where I go to get massage. He was out there training. I like Boogie. But Boogie, you wrong on this one, bro. I don't really know what you expect or what you had hoped to happen. But the days of you getting a max contract, yeah, you're right. He's only 30. But the likelihood of Boogie Cousins getting a max contract, given his body's history, is slim to none.
Yep, I hear you. And I concur. I remain a big fan of DeMarcus Cousins.
I met him once. He introduced himself to me at a downtown LA restaurant a few years back, and we had one long, good conversation. I just like him.
Yes.
I like his spark and his spunk and his belief in himself. He is wildly gifted and always has been. I think he still is, despite all that detailed. But that one year in 2017, I just want to remind everybody, he went 27, 11, and 5. And the most impressive number to me is the 5 assists. Mm-hmm. He's 6'11", and he ain't no skinny KD 6'11".
Right.
He's got some beef to him.
He's
got
solid.
stature, right? And when you can pass the basketball out of the post the way he can, it's just a gift. You can't teach it or coach it. He can play. The one thing he said about himself, he said, "My body's been through hell. I'll give you that, but I can still hoop my ass off." I'll give you that. Okay. He's made 4 All-Star teams, and yet he's been his own worst enemy from the start. He just has. Because just to put it in perspective, since he entered the league, he's second in the league overall in technical fouls to guess who? Russell Westbrook.
Right.
But it's close. It's 146 for Russ to 139 for Boogie.
So it was the league's fault that he's getting those technical skills?
Right.
Or that was him behaving?
And since he entered, he leads the league in ejections, 16 to Draymond's 13. Okay. And I'm going to remind everybody, the most horrifying moment of this Clippers-Suns series came at the end of Game 2 when Boogie comes out of nowhere and just blatantly shoves Devin Booker. Right? It's Kentucky on Kentucky, but he just shoved it. And we talked about it the next day, and I said, I'm afraid he's going to get suspended again because Adam Silver just doesn't play that way. And not only did he not get suspended, I never even heard about a fine. So they looked the other way. Live and let live. He's got a long history. I was afraid just on his track record, he's going to get something.
But he does. I mean, his track record does hurt him when it comes to like foul skill because more times than not,
I agree. They don't give him any breaks.
No benefit of the doubt.
Okay, now back to the quotes from yesterday in a really good piece by Mark Spears. I loved what he said about his team. His team is full of fight. I would go to war with these dudes before anybody. I co-sign that. I love that.
That's who they are.
But then it became all about DeMarcus Cousins because that's all his world swirls around him. And for once, he's on a team that is an actual team. We're not in Sacramento anymore. We're not even in New Orleans anymore. And again, he's played for Golden State and the Lakers, but he couldn't really be on the team because he was hurt. But this time, he's become suddenly a crucial cog in the system of this team. And I told you, this team has harmony and chemistry. And I didn't want to hear about middle fingers because
Boogie gonna come out and give y'all 20 just because y'all talking. He said that for a reason, because he coming out hard. They gave him his role. He got his piece of paper. He read it. Now he about to go ahead and unleash on y'all. Tonight, put some water on that sun. Now we're going to put the moon in front of the sun.
Because then it's all about him. It's not the time for, I'm going to shoot the middle finger and wear the ring on my middle finger.
For him to think to possibly be gloating. Skip. And the thing is that the Clippers in this situation, they have to take the good with the bad. And he only played the most he's played is 11 minutes. What could possibly go wrong in 11 minutes? Is when Boogie was in Sacramento and they were counting on him that he was able to hold them hostage. Now, they hold you hostage because they give you a minimum contract. You act a fool, they let you go. So you Boogie. It happened. I mean, there are a lot of guys that could have had very promising careers. Skip, I believe Boogie Cousins could have been a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't have these injuries, there's no question in my mind. I watched him. I've seen him go get 55 and 24. I've watched him go get 40 and 25. So I know what he's capable of doing. But the injuries have robbed him.
They have.
And so now, nobody's going to dump, you know what? That's Boogie Cousins. He's only 30. Let's give him $200 million guaranteed max contract. That's not happening, Boogie.
Because what do you always tell me about production and tolerance? Well, now that you can't produce at that level, then they're saying, well, I don't want to deal with that.
Exactly.
Okay.
But he's going to get a middle finger to who for what? I'm trying to figure the team that wronged Boogie. Can someone tell me the team? Sacramento, if you want to say, hey, you know what? Maybe he didn't want to call no name. Maybe that was for George Karl. Maybe, because he called George Karl a snake. So maybe that middle finger because he say, nobody that signs Boogie Cousins will ever win a championship with him on your roster. And so maybe that would be the middle finger to George Karl. Okay, you want to say that? I'm good.
And by the way, I like George Karl, but go ahead.
I'm good with that.
Yep.
But to say the teams, the league,
Yep.
I don't see how they wronged him. That's normally how it works.
Well, it's cool.
Can't say no name. He ain't name dropping. You know how this goes. You play in the game.
Oh, yesterday was. It's just the narrative. I can't beat it. What narrative?
What the Boogie?
You established the
You did, Boogie. You do understand how narratives start. Boogie, you kept getting technical fouls. You kept arguing calls. You kept getting ejected. Okay, so what's that about a narrative? That you did that. Since you came in the league, you got the second most technical fouls called. You got the second most ejections. You did that. Boogie, you got hurt through no fault of your own. I don't believe it is anything. Maybe it was maybe the Achilles. Maybe you overcompensated on one side and ended up tearing the quad. And then maybe you tried to do the recompensate and tore the ACL.
Maybe.
But the teams, how are you faulting the team? If you want to say you and George Karl did not get along, there are a lot of guys that didn't get along with George Karl. So This is not unique to you. Okay, maybe there's some validity to that. But I don't see him giving the middle finger to the league. When the league, they had the money, they were going to pay you, Boogie. Even with your behavior, somebody was going to back up a Brinks truck and unload it for $180, $200 million.
Yep.
Even with the technical foul, the ejections, they still was going to give it to you.
Okay. So tonight, I need no technical fouls from DeMarcus Cousins.
No technicals.
I need no unnecessary dumb fouls from DeMarcus Cousins.
None.
I need him to help get DeAndre Ayton in foul trouble.
20 and 10, y'all.
That's
Man,
what I need.
Skip, if he doing all this talking after 11 minutes, can you imagine him playing 25 minutes and getting 20 points? Man, Boogie may have to take a rain for a damn self.
He might.
This was 15 points in 11 minutes. And Boogie Cousins has done more interviews in the last 2 days than he did in the last 2 years.
Yep.
I'll still take him because they need him. You know it and I know it. They need a contribution from him tonight, but they need it in a dose that you can live with.
Yes. But I get that, Skip, but I'm just trying to think who he wants to give the middle finger to.
Well, it's obviously motivated
Really
in a little bit. Yeah, you know, sometimes when you're playing with something to prove, that can help
Does he
you.
realize that's what great players have?
Yeah.
I mean, does he realize? I mean, tell me the great player that's never been criticized. Even Michael Jordan, as great as he was, he can't win a title. He doing all that by himself. He can't win no title.
Well, they all have it. 20 and 10 coming tonight. Play Boogie 25 minutes. Let's go, Lou. Coach Lou, baby. It's your boy Mullah this week at that 5, and we'll be back with another one. I'm out of here. Bye.